Jake here for Extreme Terrain, and in this video we're taking a look at the Sidewinder running boards fitting 2020 and newer JT Gladiators. Now these running boards are going to appeal to the Gladiator owner who's on the hunt for a strong and affordable sidestep. They've got a cool style, a high load capacity, and they come in at an affordable price tag, so they make a great addition to any truck, whether it's one that's working hard, playing hard, or one that just needs to look cool. Sidesteps are a ubiquitous modification. They're easily one of the most popular things that owners do to their trucks, whether they're planning on making other modifications or not. Now we see a lot of these come through the door here, and these are actually some of the cooler options that I've seen personally, and I like them for a couple of reasons. First, they have a pretty neat, unique style to them. They're described as a pentagonal shape, so they look a bit different than a typical round or square tube sidestep. And uniqueness is good. You don't want your truck to look like everybody else's. Now these also have the benefit of offering a large step. They measure about 5 inches in width and they have about a 4-inch drop from the main bars. So even if you've got heavy duty footwear on, you're gonna have room and you're gonna have grip. Now these bars also each have a weight capacity of 500 pounds. That is, again, 500 pounds each, so they're gonna be able to handle pretty much anything you can throw at them. It makes it very easy to access the cabin or the roof of your truck if you've got a roof rack, or if you need to take part of the top off of your Gladiator. Now these are also a one-piece bar, as you saw when I picked them up earlier, so these steps don't detach, but that makes for a very solid platform. And they also don't drop down too terribly far. So if you find yourself out on a trail or a rough road somewhere, these aren't gonna negate all of your ground clearance either. They do sit up pretty close to the rockers of the truck as well, so should you happen to catch them on something or get them hit in the parking lot, these are gonna take the brunt of the hit instead of that job being taken up by the body of the truck. The bars are made using 2mm thick mild steel, and these again are fully welded together. They came out of the box just as you see them here in one piece. Now that mild steel material is finished first with an E-coating to help protect against rust and corrosion, keep all the moisture out of it, and then it's topped off with this nice textured black powder coat. So needless to say, these are very well protected against rust and corrosion of the elements, meaning that they're going to be able to stand up to whatever you can throw at them, and they should last you quite a long time. Pricing is also a highlight, as these are only going to run you about $375, which makes them a pretty affordable option. Now they aren't the big old fancy electric steps, but you are getting a lot of protection and some cool style for your money here. And I think something simple and clean like this when it comes to side steps is a great choice. It's going to match well with any build, whether you're going for a little bit more subtle or if you're going for the more aggressive type of look. These are going to match pretty well either way, and you don't see a lot of things that can do that. So if you like this style and you want some good protection for a really reasonable price, these are going to be a great choice for you. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter and should take you about 2 hours to complete. These are a totally bolt-on installation, and they come with all the bracketry and hardware that you need included in the box. This is just an example of one of the brackets. And again, these are all finished in the same type of steel and coating as the rest of the bars too, so everything will match and it'll look really nice too. Not much more we can say about it here in the studio, so with that, let's head out to the shop and we'll walk you through the process.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, 10 and 17mm wrenches, 13mm ratcheting wrench, and 10, 13, and 16mm sockets. What's up guys? Today we're installing a set of side steps on our Gladiator, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is install our mounting brackets. These are each 2-piece brackets. They're all going to install the same, even though some of the support brackets are slightly different. I've got all the brackets laid out. They're stamped with driver front, driver center, and driver rear. I've got all the hardware here, so we're ready to get under there and get these installed. So we're working on our back mount first. We're gonna start with our support bracket and take our 10mm bolt with a flat washer and put it through the pinch weld, and then get another flat washer and a nut on the back side. And then we'll do that same thing for our other hole. And then we'll grab our main mounting bracket. We're gonna take our 13mm bolt with a lock washer and flat washer and thread it into the threaded hole up top. And then we'll take our 16mm bolt with a flat washer, slide it through our main mounting bracket and support bracket, and then get another flat washer and a nut on the other side. Next, we can grab a 10mm socket and wrench to tighten down our support bracket. And then we'll switch to our 13mm socket to tighten our bolt down up top. And then we'll grab our 16mm socket on the bolt side here and a 17mm wrench on the nut and tighten that down. And then you can repeat that same exact process for our remaining 2 brackets on this side and for the 3 brackets on the other side. So now with all of our mounting brackets installed, we can lay our side step down onto the brackets and install our bolts. Next, we can install our 2 combo bolts into each bracket. Thread those into the threaded holes in our side step. And then we'll tighten down the top one with a 13mm ratcheting wrench since we don't have a lot of room. And then we can grab a 13mm socket for our bottom bolt. And then you can do that same thing for the other 2 brackets and for the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Sidewinder running boards for your 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator JT. Thank you for watching, and for all things Gladiator, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.